Hi, and welcome to my channel, BB's Crafty Haven. I am Belinda, and today is a special video. It is my first collaboration with other crafters. I am excited and very nervous. It's called Just Your Imagination. The two hosts of this collaboration is Brenda from Rustic and Lace and Kathy Jo from Kathy Jo DIYs. They also have two co-hosts this time, Craft Away with May and Z9 Designs. If you have not seen their channels, I recommend them. They are wonderful crafters. The Just Your Imagination comes with a challenge. This challenge has four challenge items. The challenge items are yarn, dice, a container, and a band-aid. So we have to use all those in our crafts today. Um, I managed to do 3 DIYs, and hopefully I did okay. I did take it a little easy on myself. They're not very, I wouldn't say they're very imaginative. Since it's my first one, I kind of went with the easy route. But I'm excited, and I can't wait to show you. So with that, let's get done with the show. Let's do this craft thing. DIY number 1. Here's everything we're going to need for this craft. And yarn is one of the challenge items. You're going to need 3 foam cones, I can't speak. And what I do is I take some tacky glue and I put it towards the smaller end of the cone. And first I take some of that chunky yarn that I got from Dollar Tree and I kind of twist it a little bit and then stick it on there. Sticking a bigger chunk on there helps. And then I just wrap it and I keep pushing it down into the glue. And the only time I really use glue on this one is for the bottom of the cone and the top of the cone. Or each end of the cone. I don't know what's the top and what's the bottom. I guess it's whatever you prefer. And I put a little too much glue there, so I kind of was rubbing it in a little bit. And I do this process on all 3 cones. And once you get it past that first little area, you don't need any more glue. And you'll see, I'm just wiping the extra glue off my fingers right there. And you just continue to wrap it all the way. And I do that for all 3 of them. See, once you start it, it just goes really quick. It took me in no time to do this part. And there's all 3 wrapped up. I did not wrap that thicker part up at the top because we were going to cover that part. So in this process, I take some okay, I can't talk. Yeah, the greenery, you know what I'm talking about. Eucalyptus. um, and I only take like 3 bunches, and I stick 3 bunches into the top of it, and they go pretty quick. Of course, I had trouble cutting it because I couldn't find my wire cutters. Here I am trying to find some scissors that'll actually cut it. I eventually, at some point, find it, but in this project, I struggle with it. And sorry if you hear my dogs barking in the background. They're fighting. Um, yeah. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I put 3, like, into each one. There you go. Okay. So, on each 3 of those cones, or which we're going to call carrots now. If you can't tell, that's what I'm making. Then I take some of this moss I got from Michael's, and I got this moss on sale from Michael's, and now I know why. I opened that bag, and whew, did it stink. Nasty. But that's okay. I survived it. But after I get a bunch of that cut out, I just take some hot glue, and I just put hot glue all over that top of that foam. Um, I wasn't worried about the foam melting or anything like that. I mean, my hot glue gun wasn't that hot at the moment, so it was okay. But you do have to be careful with that because sometimes, if it's too hot, the hot glue will melt it. But it wasn't going to show, and I wasn't too worried about it. So, but I take some of that moss and I just stuff it up around there. And once I get it stuffed up around there, I go ahead and trim the edgings off too. And I again do this for all 3 of the carrots. And I just continue to stuff and glue until I get the amount that I like. And that stuff is very messy. I'm actually still cleaning that stuff up. But here's all three, and as you can see, I stuffed it around here, and I did trim it around. I didn't show that. But I kind of did it as I was stuffing, which kind of made it more of a mess. Okay, I stack all three of the carrots together. And then I take this jute, and I wrap it around the carrots, I think about 4 times, maybe 3, 4. I can't quite remember. I do add some hot glue just to help hold it, but I try to keep that tight, and I kind of like do it like an X thing over top of them. Okay, so maybe I did about 4 times, I think, and then I just hot glued it down. And then once I get that hot glued, as you can see, there's the carrots all glued together. I will take a tag. I believe I got these tags at Michael's. I cannot quite remember. They may have been come from Hobby Lobby. Um, yeah, I can't remember. But I crumble it up to make it kind of look like dingy and old. And then I'm going to take some distressing ink here in a minute. I guess I'm going to show you me crumbling it. I'm going to get the distressing ink. Obviously, I didn't have it out. Sorry I left that in. Okay, I'll be grabbing that distressing ink right now. And like I said, I got that. Oh, I don't know if I said that, but I got it at Temu. So I don't remember the exact colors. Matter of fact, I don't even think they list the colors of these, but it's kind of like an orangey brown, and all I do is kind of just dinge up the tag a little bit. After that, I will take a Sharpie and I will write bunny bait on the top of the tag. Which me writing something is actually very shocking because I'm not a big fan of my writing. My mom said my mom always told me my writing was pretty sloppy. But I take like little dots on the ends and kind of try to dress it up a little bit so it doesn't look so crappy. I should have used I thought about using some stamps, but I changed my mind at the last minute. That's why I decided to write it. I thought it would look, I guess my crappy writing would look crappy and make it look more dingy. But after that, I take some jute and I just tie that tag to the carrots. And then the extra jute that's left over, you'll see me here cut it here in a minute. I got an extra long string to do that because I'm just going to cut the excess off, and then the excess I use to make a just a shoestring bow. And I double knot that. And cut the excess. And then here I make my little shoestring bow. And then I just hot glue that on. And then I cut the extra tails, the extra piece of the tails off, so it's not so long either. Well, I do that eventually, I guess. And there we go, hot glue. And this project is almost done. I think as soon as I tack that on and cut the tails off, or some of the tails, I still leave a little bit on there. And then that's it. We have our pretty carrots, our little bunny bait. I'm going to catch some fuzzy bunnies. Of course, I don't think you can catch fuzzy bunnies with yarn carrots, but you never know. There's always hope. But that's that project. And number 1 is in the bank. And so is challenge item number 1, yarn. Moving on to DIY number 2. Here is everything you'll need for the next project. And as you know, we have a challenge item in this project that I'm using, and that is the foam dice. So the first thing I do is I take apple barrel white, and I think I put 3 coats on. Now, if you have like Waverly chalk paint, you won't have to use as much. Matter of fact, I recommend the chalk paint. It's a lot thicker and it'll cover up those little black dots better. But I do cover all but one side of the dice. You won't see the bottoms. Matter of fact, I glue the two that I don't ink together, or paint. The two ends that I don't paint, I end up gluing together. But for right now, we are going to, I believe, set those aside. Yes. Okay. I have no idea. Oh, okay. I'm going to take some of that fabric. I believe I got that from Dollar Tree. Excuse me. And I am going to draw little ears. I take my Sharpie and I just kind of freehand it. If you don't want to freehand it, you can cut a template out, print something. I just kind of did a freehand on it. And then I just cut out 2 of those, obviously, because our bunny will have 2 ears. Once I get those cut, as you can see, I take some of the burlap, and I'm not sure where I got this burlap. I don't know if I got it from Dollar Tree or Walmart. But I do the same thing. And I actually use the ears that I already cut out as a template, and I trace around them. But when I go to cut them, I cut them smaller than what I traced. And I don't know if I show me cutting them or not, but yes, I do. See, I go to the inside of what I drew, and I go in just a little bit, a smidge. We're going to make them a smidge smaller than the ears that the first set of ears that I cut out. And I cut and then I shape them. But see, they're going to go right on top of those. Just cleaning that edging up a little bit on that one. I didn't like the way it looked. And I'm going to continue to cut and clean them up. I guess I'm going to show you all of that. We're just going to trim these up a little more. Get all that excess off. I got all over the original ears. See, there. See how much smaller I cut those versus the first ones? And then I just take some hot glue and I just hot glue those down. I just put a bead of hot glue down the middle of the ears and tack those on. Just be careful not to burn your fingers through the burlap. And of course I do that for both. I'm trying to find a thing that I use to push them down so I don't burn my fingers, but once again I misplaced it. And then I take some of this wire. It's almost like a floral wire. It's really thin. And I shape them to match the ears. And I will cut 2 of them down. There's my snips. Remember in the first video I said I couldn't find them? There they are. Once I get the wire trimmed down, shaped the way I want it and the size I want it, I take Band-Aids. Yes, I finally thought about how to use the Band-Aids. And what a challenge item, huh? That really had me thrown. But I'll take each wire for each ear, and I will wrap the Band-Aid around each of the wire. This way it's easier for me to stick the ears to the wire. Yeah, because I want my ears to stick up straight, and this is also a way I can maneuver the ears and bend the ears or twist the ears any way I want. But these Band-Aids actually helped helped with sticking the hot glue and the ears together. And I wrap both of these wires up. I leave a little bit on the ends uncovered though, and you'll see why here later on why I did that. But I wrap both pieces up in the Band-Aids. Here are both my wires wrapped up in Band-Aids, challenge item, and I reshape them so I can glue the ears on, or glue the ears onto the wire. All right, I'm confusing myself here. And you'll see us here, I'll just take some hot glue. And it's hard to see it, but as I told you earlier, I left a little bit on the ends not covered in Band-Aid. And it's going to hang off, and you'll see why. So I'm just going to push that down onto the hot glue. And of course, I do this for both of the ears. Okay, once I glue the wiring slash Band-Aids around the ears, I will take some Aleene's tacky glue and I will take a very thin piece of jute and I'll put it on the edging of the bunny ears. It helps cover up some of the cuts that I made on there because they're kind of rough and dresses it up a little bit. I think it looks a little nicer to outline the ears. So that's all I'm doing right here. And I'll of course do that to both. Once I get both done, I believe we're going to push those out of the way. And you can also see right here too that how some of the wires hanging off. And again, I'll show you why. But for right now, I'm going to take the ends that I did not paint and I am going to hot glue the ends together. So we are going to stack these blocks together, or dice, foam dice together. I'm going to push that together. And then here, this is where the wire comes in. And this is why they're sticking out a little bit. We're going to take that wire and we're going to push it right into that foam. And it was really easy. It was a really easy push. It is mostly just me adjusting them once I finally got them in of how I wanted the ears to look. But see, they pushed in pretty easy. And here I'm just adjusting them and moving them. With that wire helps me do that. But you're also going to see a gap between the bottom of the ears and the dice, and that's okay. We're going to cover that up. But now our bunny can hear. The next thing I'm going to do is take that heart, and I can't remember if I got that heart off of Temu or Amazon, but we're going to take pink from, Pink Blast from Craftsmart, and we're going to put 2 coats onto that heart. Once I find a brush and pick it up. I had butterfingers there. I couldn't seem to grab the brush very well. But I'm going to paint the top of it and the edging. And again, I do 2 coats, drying in between. If you have not guessed yet, that heart is going to be used for our nose, for the bunny. And I'm just centering that, and I'm going to take some hot glue, and we're going to glue that little nose to our bunny. And then I believe I give our bunny eyeballs. And I think I just do that, yeah, I just take some of that jet black from Apple Barrel, and then I'll take an end of the brush, the round part of the brush, and dip it into that black and just make like little round circles for the eyes. And then after that, after I get the eyes the way I like them, I believe I take some of that white by Apple Barrel And I do the same thing. I'll take the tip of the brush and put little white dots into his eyes. And I know I do it eventually. Here we go. And now our bunny can see. Okay, once I get the little white dots in, I take my Sharpie and I give it a little bit of a mouth. And all I do is just a line. Just a line down from the nose. And then I also give the bunny some eyelashes, which is kind of hard to see, so. But when you're up close and you can see it. It looks a little better off camera in person. I'm just fixing the eyeballs a little bit. There we go. I think you can see them. Yeah, you can see a little bit of the eyelashes there. And then, I don't remember what I do. Okay, I take a carrot, and that carrot actually did come from Dollar Tree. And I use green grass from Craft Smart, I believe, and dark orange from Craft Smart to color the carrot in. And I think I only show you with me doing the orange. I think I accidentally cut it out, me cutting out coloring the or painting the green in. But I don't think you guys need to see that. You guys know how to do that. But there's my carrot, all colored. Now this ribbon I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna cut it down. Um, Again, I don't measure my ribbons. I very rarely do. I'm a lazy crafter, and I just eyeball a lot of things. But I will hot glue those ends together to go onto the bunny rabbit. I think that ribbon is so pretty. I love that. I'm going to have to get me some more. We'll just tack that down, and all we're going to do is scrunch it in the middle. And then I'm going to take some jute and tie it around there. Yeah, see, to just bunch it. And then take a little piece of extra jute I had and just tie a knot. And double knot it, I guess. Cut the excess jute off, and then I fluff my bow. Once I get my bow all fluffed out and pretty like I would like it, I like fluffing bows, but I continually do it probably longer than I should. But there's my pretty bow. And all I'm going to do is just hot glue that right to the bottom of the bunny ears. That's why I said when there's that gap between the ears and the dice, you won't see it. The bow will cover all that up. Once I get that hot glued down, and oh, I forgot, I secure the, now I'm all set, and I got the bow on, and just like I like it, and I take some extra hot glue, and I glue it on the back. Okay, this is kind of where I boo-booed. You're going to see me stick down the carrot, but then you're going to also see me rip off the carrot. I got a little ahead of myself on this project, even though that's very cute. But I forgot that I wanted to do something else first. Okay. Well, we're going to take that little trinket. I believe I got all those little things off of Amazon. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I got them off Amazon. I can't remember what they're called, though. But they're not buttons. But I just stick that in the middle of the bow. And there. Oh my god, that is so cute. I love that. Anyways, here's the part that I boo-booed on with the carrot. I take one of those little bunny butts from Dollar Tree and I disassemble it. I cut off both the feet and the tail. And I actually show you all this. I'm sorry. Okay. Then I take my feet and I'm going to glue my feet on. Now see, my carrot's in the way of the feet. So I'm like, well, crap. Now I got to take off the carrot. I even tried to maneuver the feet to try to fix it, but it didn't. So, but it came off really easy. So I glue my little feet onto my bunny rabbit. And then I'll glue the carrot back on. And that little yellow piece that tore off with the carrot you won't see. See, that's better. That's the way I should have done it in the first place. Put the feet on, then the carrot. And then I went ahead, even though nobody's going to see the back of the bunny, but the bunny needs a tail. All bunnies need tails. So the poof ball on the back end of it. Got to complete the bunny. And then that's it. Fuzzy bunny. DIY number 3. Okay, the third and final challenge item is a container, and I really didn't have anything. I just had this little thing that I used that I actually got from Dollar Tree for doggy biscuits. So I'm hoping it considered as a container. And then I got this print off of not Facebook. I got that off of, I just Googled it and printed it. But it's so cute. I love it. Okay, here's my mistake. And I was getting tired and I was in a rush. What I should have done was take some alcohol or some cleaner and scraped off those words that are on the bucket, which are they're pretty easy to clean off. But I didn't. I was lazy and in a rush. So I don't know how many coats of white got put on this thing, but it looked ugly. But I ended up, I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how many coats, but I did the outside and the inside to try to cover up those words. Like I said, try to scrape them off before you paint and make your life easier. Well, once I got it painted, and you can't see it on camera, but if you got a close up of it, it's pretty butt ugly. But anyways, I take some Mod Podge and I did fussy cut out my picture, which you can see there in the top right corner. And I am just going to Mod Podge that down onto that container. I love that. It is so cute. I love Highland cows. They're adorable. And I just push it down there. The next thing you're going to see me do once I get that pushed down is I take one of these little round sponges and I wet it slightly. I just wet it and then I drain it. And then to help stick that down, I actually got that technique off of Holly from Hot Humble Pie. She does that a lot with her containers when she's Mod Podging something down. And you just kind of push it down there. I did get a wrinkle here and there, but it actually wasn't too bad, so I wasn't too concerned. Unless you look at it really closely, you'll see the wrinkles. But I take that wet sponge, which is like barely wet, like damp, and I just push that photo down into the container. I also will then take Mod Podge and Mod Podge over top of that picture. I don't know if I show that or not. Okay, I went from bad to worse on this container, let me tell you. Okay, here I've taken some Mod Podge and going over this. Okay, let me do this first. I just go over the whole picture with the Mod Podge. Okay, here's where I go from bad to worse. Bad to ugly. Um, I already thought it looked ugly. So I thought, well, let's try to make it look a little galvanized. So I take a little round sponge and I take that gray, it's granite gray from Apple Barrel, and I sponge it all over the container and make it 10 times worse. But that's okay. With crafts, you can actually fix it. It actually ended up turning out very cute at the end. It's not the way I had envisioned it. Let's go with that. But I take gray and I go all over the container except for that little lip where my thumb is holding the container from rolling around. And then, I don't know if I show you all this. I hope I hope I didn't. I hope I cut some of this out. I guess I'm going to show you a little bit more how to punch in the gray there. Let's see. Okay, I got all that gray in there, and as you can see, it looks even worse than what it did before. But you probably didn't think it looked bad before, but like I said, if you got a closer up look at it, it would have. So then I take the white from Apple Barrel, and then I start punching the white all the way around, like I want to try to do that galvanized look. And there's the end product. I didn't show it all because it took me a while. I went from the gray to the white, to the gray to the white, till I got it the way that I thought looked decent. And then I take my hot glue and I take this ribbon from Dollar Tree and I go all around the edge of that, the lip of the container. And there it is. It's actually not turning out too bad. See, it actually comes out very cute. And then I take that foam, the floral foam that I got from Dollar Tree, and I will hot glue that down there. And I stack both of them and I hot glue both of them down. But I think I only showed doing one. Okay, I take all those spring flowers that you can get from Dollar Tree. I just got a bunch of them. Some of them I've had in a while. I've had for a while, like that one. But I think they still have them at Dollar Tree, and I fill that bucket full. And I think I show you me doing a few of them, but I don't think I have every bit of it on camera. My workspace is not big, and it's hard for me to show you everything when sticking down those flowers. But I do it until it's full or until I do what I like. You do what you like. You fill it the way you want to fill it and the way you think or feel it looks good. But there it is. It's all full. I finally filled it up. And then I'm going to take that stinky moss that I used on the carrots in the beginning, and I'm going to stuff that all down into that container and around those flowers so you don't see that foam. I don't remember if I hot glued anything. I think I was able just to stick it all in there. I don't think any of it's hot glued. But once I get that done, that is it. The only thing I did do off camera, because I finally decided off camera to put a bow on the front because I thought it looked a little naked. And you'll see that in the final reveal. And I'm sorry I didn't show that clip, but that was afterthought after I'd finished. Okay, here's the final reveal, and I'm sorry about the lighting on this. I tried. There's our fuzzy bunny carrot bait. And there is the pretty bow with the little trinket. It came out of the same thing the heart came out of for the bunny rabbit that I put in the bow. Actually, I think that turned out a lot cuter than I thought. I was surprised. I shocked myself. So, but that's it, and all challenge items are done. And please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.